Hi everyone, this is Selina. Welcome back to one of my videos. I hope you're well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Selina and I release crochet tutorials and free patterns. And today I'm bringing to you this beautiful little dainty scarf. It's like a little neckerchief. This is a great little accessory to wrap around your neck or in your hair. So it's a great little scarf. I love it. As always, the free pattern will be available on my blog, selinaveronique.com. The link will be in the description box. And so this is a really easy and quick pattern to make. For this tutorial, I did use this yarn, which is called Papaya Angora with merino wool. And this is 80% acrylic, 20% merino wool. It comes in 100 gram, 601 yards ball. And it's really beautiful and soft. And so this is a really fine yarn. It's considered a fingering weight yarn, and you can use whichever fingering weight yarn of your preference for this tutorial, or you could use Alize yarn, which is available on Amazon. I'll be linking all of this in the description box for you because this is from Europe, so I'm not sure you can buy this yarn elsewhere, but Alize yarn on Amazon is very similar, so I'll be linking that in the description box. You will be needing a 4mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle, and that's it. I will be using US terms with British terms in brackets. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and without further ado, I'm just going to jump into the tutorial. So to begin this tutorial, just take your yarn and make a slip knot. So just go ahead and make a slip knot. Pop your hook through and tighten. And now we will be chaining 3. So 1, 2 and 3. And so once you've chained 3, we will be placing a half double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. So count 1, 2 and 3 and place a half double crochet into that. So to half double crochet, wrap your yarn around your hook, go into that chain, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, and take your yarn and pull through all 3 loops. And this creates a half double crochet, and the first chain 2 counts as a half double crochet. Now chain 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, and this counts as a half double crochet, and we will be placing another half double crochet within that first stitch here to increase. So you have 2 half double crochets together in 1 stitch, and now go into the next stitch, which is also the chain 2 from the previous row, and place 2 half double crochets into that. And this is row 2. And now for row 3, we are simply going to be chaining 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, and this counts as a half double crochet. We are not going to be increasing for this row, so just go ahead and place a half double crochet into the 2nd stitch, and then place a half double crochet into the next stitch. It's a bit fiddly, so I do apologize. And now place a half double crochet into the next stitch, which is also the chain 2 from the previous row. So this is what we have for now. Now chain 2, 1 and 2, and this is turn your work, and this counts as a half double crochet, and we are going to be increasing for this row, so go ahead and place a half double crochet into the first stitch to have 2 double crochets together. Now place a half double crochet into the next stitch on its own, and place a half double crochet on its own in the next stitch. And now to finish off this row, place 2 half double crochets together in the last stitch, which is also the chain 2 from the previous row. And this is our increased row. And now chain 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, and this counts as a half double crochet and goes with this first stitch. We are not going to be increasing for this row, so just go ahead and place a half double crochet into the next stitch, and place a half double crochet into the next stitch, and place a half double crochet into the next stitch, and just place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across, including the chain 2 from the previous row. And this is what we have. So now chain 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, and this counts as a half double crochet. This is an increase row, so go ahead and place another half double crochet into that first stitch, and now simply place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across. So just go ahead and place your half double crochets into these stitches, and place 2 half double crochets into the last stitch, which is also the chain 2 from the previous row. Now chain 2, 1 and 2, and this counts as a half double crochet, and just don't increase for this row, just go ahead and just place a half double crochet into the second stitch, and just place a half double crochet into each stitch across until you reach the end of this row. There we go. And this is what we have. And now for the next stitch, chain 2, 1 and 2, next row, turn your work. This counts as a half double crochet. We are going to be increasing for this row, so place a half double crochet into that same stitch to increase. And now just go ahead and place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across until you reach the end of this row, and place 2 half double crochets into the last stitch, which is also the chain 2 from the previous row, and this is what we have. Now for the next row, chain 2, 1 and 2, and this counts as your first half double crochet, and we are not going to be increasing any more going forward. So we are simply going to be placing a half double crochet into the second stitch, and just place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across, like so. There we go. So this is what we have, and going forward we are simply going to be repeating this simple row over and over with no increases. So I'm just going to show you again. Chain 2, turn your work, and this counts as a half double crochet and goes with this first stitch, and simply place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across until the end of the row, and including the chain 2 from the previous row, of course. And just repeat this row over and over 100 until you have 125 rows in total. So just go ahead and repeat this until you have 125 rows in total, and then I'll show you what to do then. Okay, so I have 125 rows in total, as you can see, and once you've reached 125 rows in total, you will start decreasing. So to begin your decrease row, chain 1. This does not count as a stitch. Now go ahead and slip stitch through that first stitch here. So pop your hook through, take your yarn and pull through to slip stitch. Okay, so now that you've slip stitched through that first stitch here, we are simply going to be placing a half double crochet into the next stitch, and into the next stitch, and into each and every stitch across until you reach the end of this row. And once you reach the end of this row, you will be leaving the last stitch undone. So the last stitch is this one, the chain 2 from the previous row. Okay, so we are going to be leaving the last chain 2 undone here. So I've placed a half double crochet into each and every stitch across, except the last chain 2 from the previous row that we will be leaving undone. Now chain 2, 1 and 2, turn your work. This counts as your first half double crochet, and just go ahead and place a half double crochet into the second stitch and into each and every stitch across until you reach the end of this row, like so. And you will be placing a stitch into the chain 2 from the previous row, because this isn't we are not decreasing this row. There we go. Now we will be decreasing for the next row, so if you need more help with this stage, just go ahead and look at the written pattern. Chain 1, this does not count as a stitch, and just slip stitch through the first stitch, and now just go ahead and place a half double crochet into the second stitch. So this is a decreasing row. Just go ahead and place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across, and just stop your row before placing a half double crochet into the chain 2. Now chain 2, turn your work. This counts as a half double crochet, and just go ahead and place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across until you reach the end of this row, and you will be placing a half double crochet into the chain 2 from the previous row for this stitch. Sorry, this is a bit fiddly, so just go ahead and place your half double crochet into this. Okay, so now for next row, chain 1, turn your work. I've already turned my work, slip stitch through the first stitch here, and go directly into the second stitch with a half double crochet. And just go all the way across and leave the last stitch undone, like so. Now turn your work, chain 2, this counts as a half double crochet, and just go ahead and place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across until you reach the end of this row, including the chain 2 from the previous row. So there we go. And now chain 1, turn your work. We will be slip stitching through the first stitch here. And place a half double crochet into the second stitch and each stitch across, and leave the last chain 2 undone. Chain 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, this counts as a half double crochet. Place a half double crochet into the second stitch. Just go ahead and place a half double crochet into each and every stitch, like so. Now chain 1, slip stitch through the first stitch, place a half double crochet into the second stitch, and just go ahead and place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across, and don't place a stitch into the last chain 2, this counts as a half double crochet. Go ahead and place a half double crochet into each and every stitch. So as you can see, we are decreasing our row. Now chain 1, slip stitch through the first stitch here, place a half double crochet into the second stitch. As you can see, this is a bit fiddly, and place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across, but leave the last stitch undone. Okay, now chain 2, turn your work, this counts as a half double crochet, go into the second stitch with a half double crochet and each stitch across, a half double crochet. Now chain 1, turn your work, slip stitch through the first stitch here, and just finish this row with 2 half double crochets into the next stitches, and this is our decreased row. So this is what we have. Okay, so this is our decreasing row. So as you can see, it's created a little point, which I am really liking. And now I'm going to show you how to do the border. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to crochet the border. So as you can see, this is the scarf. And so we are going to be crocheting the border. So for the border, we are going, let me just zoom in for a second. We are going to start by crocheting a single crochet border. So to create this single crochet border, chain 1. This does not count as a stitch. Go ahead and place a single crochet directly into the next stitch. So 2 single crochet. Just place your hook directly into the next stitch and pull up a loop and go through 2 loops, and this creates a single crochet. And as you can see, and just go ahead and place single crochets all across the edge of the scarf. And as you can see, this is what I call the wrong side of the stitches. So this means that this is the row side. So you don't have a specific stitch into which you will be placing your single crochet. So just make sure that you place them out evenly. So what we are going to be doing is placing our single crochets, like I said, all across this first edge. So just go all the way across, and then once you reach the point, just carry on all the way down the other side. So as you can see, we are simply just placing single crochets across for the first row. And like I said, just make sure that they are a multiple of 5 and that you place enough of those single crochets across this edge, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so like I said, you don't need any specific number of stitches. I've gone all the way around, and I'm simply going to be slip stitching through the first single crochet that we made, fasten off, and this is what we have. Just pull through, and this is the scarf. Let me de-zoom for a second. So I really love it. It's so cute. It's so pretty. I love the little pointy detail here. I love this scarf. It's so cute. I'm just going to be tidying up my loose end, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.